More and more are joining them. The players are rejoicing.
Welcome to the Old Glammy podcast, a podcast dedicated to all things Glamorgan cricket. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, give us a follow on Twitter at Old Glammy or Instagram, search Old Glammy podcast. So sit back and enjoy with us the ups and probably downs of Glamorgan County Cricket Club. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Old Glammy podcast with me, Andy Ward, and alongside me as always, Ed Lockett.
Hi, Andy. Hello.
We've the Warwickshire game to review, and then we will do a quick preview of the T20 campaign, which starts this weekend. And yeah, before we get into that, there's quite a bit of club news that to update everyone on. Let's start with Glamorgan Women. They have started a Vitality T20 county campaign, and they hammered Berkshire pretty one-sided, and Berkshire probably a amateur team, and Glamorgan are going to they're tier 2 and they go into tier 1 next year. Glamorgan Women won by 127 runs. Glamorgan made 160 off their 20 overs, lost 5 wickets, and Berkshire made 33 all out. Very one-sided. The top scorers for Glamorgan were Bethan Gammon. She scored 46, Lauren Parfitt 42, and Daisy Jeans, she made 9. And the wickets, they were 4 for Nicole Reid. She took 4 wickets for 4. And Megan McCall took 2 wickets for 6 runs. And Gemma Porter, who we've mentioned a couple of times this year, 1 for 7. And then the last one to 4, Katie Cobb, she took 1 for 6 as well. So absolutely hammer Berkshire, and Glamorgan will now host Hampshire, who are a tier 1 team, on the 21st of June. So excellent start, excellent continuation of their season so far, and we'll see how they get on against much tougher opposition in Hampshire. Turn back to the men's then. The seconds have been in action, but they haven't had much success completing their games. They did have a T20 Central Group warm-up match against Warwickshire on 14th of May. There was no result in this because it was affected by the weather, but Warwickshire 119 for 3, and the wickets. Ed Leonard took a wicket, 1 for 22. Ben Morris 1 for 16, and Roman Franco 1 for 26. And Glamorgan didn't get to bat. No result that one. They also were due to play Gloucestershire on the 19th of May, but that was abandoned due to the bad weather, so no ball was bowled in that one. And today, on 20th of May, there was another warm match, or in the Central Group, a T20 match again in Edgbaston. Played the Warwickshire second 11, and Warwickshire won by 86 runs. So I think that's probably one of the first or second games that the second 11, like Glammy second 11 men, have lost. Warwickshire, they posted 244 for 7, so that's a big total. And then Glamorgan made 158 for 9. Conor Ryden, he took 1 for 44. Jamie McElroy played in this. He took 2 for 53. Ben Morris 2 for 53 as well. And Roman Franco 2 for 38. He's taken wickets. The team did include some first teamers: Jacob Bell, Eddie Byram, Willie Root, Zayn Halassan. He played in this one. Jamie McElroy as mentioned. So clearly those players are probably going to be outside the squad for that first T20 game to the first 11 against Northants. And in the batting, Henry Hill, he scored 43, Billy Root 32, Eddie Byram 24, Zayn Hassan with a 12 as well. So lost that one. Interesting to see some of the first teamers get some game time. And then on the weekend, going back for days on the 15th of May, it was classed as the first count. It was the first Glamorgan men first against Wiltshire men, but actually when you looked at the team, it was pretty much the second 11, except then Dan Douthwaite did feature along with Ed Leonard. And yeah, Glamorgan posted 162 for 8, and then Wiltshire Men were all out 84. Yeah, convincing victory by 78 runs for Glamorgan Men. Callum Nichols, he's top score for 64. Will Smale opened, he got 25, and Dan Doughty 15. The wickets was Dan Doughty took 4 for 8, Ed Leonard 2 for 23, Ben Morris 1 for 21, Roman Franco 2 for 12. So he once again taking wickets, and Henry Hill had point. He had one ball and he took one wicket, and he took a wide delivery as well, and that was the 2 runs. So mixed bag in terms of the seconds. And then before we get onto the Warwickshire review, some contract news. Kieran Carlson today signed a contract extension till 2028, so the captain stays with us for another 2 years, which is absolutely fantastic news to tie him down. And as we're recording this, I think still discussions taking place regarding Ryan Hadley. His block of 6 has come to an end, but according to Richard Dawson and Mark Wallace, that they are trying to negotiate with him to come back for the 2 games in June before he goes back down to train for New South Wales, ready for the Sheffield Shield. So that'll be really good if we can get him back for those 2 games. He's obviously made an impact and probably settled in really well within the squad and in Cardiff as well with his family. He offers something different to all bouncy players. So yeah, hopefully we can get him for those extra 2 games. That'll be really good, especially with Tim van der Gooten playing all those 6, and potentially Ed Lennon maybe back. He's obviously playing the T20, but yeah, maybe it could be good to have a extra cover, I think, because we don't want to overplay Tom Norton either. And the last thing, they have announced the second 11 squad for the game against Warwickshire tomorrow. No, sorry, that was today. Actually, they posted Glammy social media posted the team for today, which I've just given you the result of. Yeah, once again, Conor O'Riordan is this. I don't know if he's still on trial or if we've given him a contract. So we'll wait and see on that. Right, let's turn our attention back, if you like, to the weekend and the county championship against Warwickshire. Obviously, going into this one having won 2 on the bounce, expectations were still feet on the ground. We're obviously playing with some form, and yeah, let's see where it takes us. But obviously, the rain affected, and I lost a lot of time. Ended up drawing. Warwickshire got 12 points, and we got 14 points. Yeah, yes. In looking back at it now, I was tinged with slight disappointment because I think we were on top by the end. Quite fortunate we were asked to bat after Warwickshire won the toss, which is that was quite fortunate because we made 360, and you could just tell that it was going to be an interesting wicket to bat on. And the phrase goes, you don't never judge a pitch till both teams are batted. And obviously Warwickshire only got 252, avoided the follow on, but you could clearly see that they weren't going to get near that 300 target when they got bowled out. So clearly we were in the driving seat. It was a case of, could we get that 300 lead and then potentially declare? So, which we did. We got over that in the end, and 259 all out in the end. And then I knew that we were running out of time because more time was going to be lost through rain on that last day. The first 11 was the same as the victory against Somerset, so we did keep with Tom Norton, which is good. And obviously he had a part to play in this game. So look at Glamorgan first innings. Yeah, very disappointing start. 0 for 2. Victory against Somerset quickly vanished, and the down to earth of the bump, the realization, we're in Division 1 away from home. Just lost the toss. Yeah, welcome to Division 1, guys. Yeah, so it did get me worried, thinking, okay, will we get to like 150? We're going to have a bit of a laughing stock here. All that confidence is seeping away. And then the Captain Carlson came to the crease and showed his quality, getting his 85 off 156 balls. And then even more impressive than Ben Kelly getting, I think it was his first 100 maybe of the season, 139. That worry I had about him being an experiment at number 4 really worry has disappeared now. It looks at the moment he looks solid at number 4. Contribution from Sean Dixon again, 33. Nice contribution there after Ingram went for 8. Chris Cook really isn't in the runs this year. You got 3, going to be getting 4. I'm starting to worry that we weren't going to get like to the 350 mark, the batting bonus point. But yeah, contributions from Mason Crane and Tom Norton got 29. Excellent. Yes, could not complain at all. Getting the three bonus points, batting bonus points. And then the bowling department, yeah, fantastic coming in, and Tom getting 4 for 48 in amazing stuff from the 18-year-old. Tim Van getting 2 for 53. Zain Hassan, I watched some stream on the weekend. He was causing them problems. 2 for 58. Ryan Hadley 1 for 49, and Ben Kellaway actually bowled in this match and took 1 for 13. And then second innings, okay, yeah, Zain Hassan went for naught. Yeah, not fantastic at all. Asa tried 13, so yeah, got a little bit of a start, didn't kick on. And obviously Carlson went for 0, which was, yeah, starting to get quite concerned about, oh yeah, this lead isn't going to be enough. Then go with another 42. Colin Ingram showed his class and got 101, which was timely. And Sean Dixon again came in with 39. Good contributions from Sean Dixon. We're settled into this team now. And then, obviously, we 100 for 2, match drawn. Zayn Hassan and Rain Hadley took the wickets. So, my impression is I'm happy with that, where we are. Your thoughts, Ed?
Yeah, very similar, Andy, really. I think, like you say, about losing the toss, being put in, 2 wickets down for not many runs, but that was a really good sort of fight back from Carlson and Callaway. And yeah, to get anything above 350, I think is always good. Yeah, that's really competitive. And I think Warwickshire would have been annoyed that like Glammy got that. I think that if you win the toss and you put someone in, you generally want to get them out for below 300. So I think, yeah, to get 360 is really good. And yeah, I think with weather being on Glammy's side, outcome could have been different, but we'll never know. So yeah, frustrating, but it's another good draw, good amount of points to where we want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. We are third in the table now on 83 points. Warwickshire above us, 86, and then Nottinghamshire on 91. And Essex are right behind us on 80. So, yeah.
I guess it's really early days, isn't it? And it does seem a very tight division, but what we were thinking at the beginning of this season is to stay up. And that's a really healthy gap between Glammy and Leicestershire, who are second bottom. So that's 37 points clear. And yeah, that could easily be evaporated quite quickly, but that's still a healthy gap. And there's nothing to suggest that Glammy will get drawn in. If they keep on going the way they have been, they'll be fine. But yeah, you mentioned earlier about Hadley. What's the situation with him? How long can certain players keep up form, and yeah, that all comes into it. But yeah, for now, I think it's really good signs and it's a really good position to be in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Getting greedy, slightly disappointed with the weather intervened, and I think felt we were on top. But no, I would have taken this at the start of the season hands down. Yeah, it hasn't sunk in yet, really, that we're playing good cricket, the position in the table. Yeah, just kind of make the most of it because it is a long season. We haven't got the strength in depth. I don't think they can be able to perform at this high level going in the back end season. So yeah, let's just be realistic a little bit. Our next county championship game is Sussex on the 12th of June away. So it depends how we do in the T20 because it has affected our form in the red ball. Hopefully, the momentum we've built up can be taken into the T20 campaign, and then that can continue through until our games in June. Sussex first on Friday the 12th of June, and then we've got a big one against Surrey at home Friday the 19th of June. Hopefully, our T20 campaign we start quickly with wins because in the last couple of seasons we've started a bit slowly and we've built the momentum, but we just needed a couple of wins at the start. So I thought What's up to date on the county championship? All I've got to ask is Ed's player of the match for that Warwickshire game then.
Yeah, great first innings bowling performance from Tom Norton again. It's tricky. We can't really count the second innings bowling performance because it's on and off, and it's difficult to get any rhythm. But yeah, great contribution from Colin Ingram in the second innings with 100. Yeah, I think it's great to get Callaway off the mark for the season with a big 100. So I'm going to go for Ben Callaway.
Good call. I think it was tight between him and Colin Ingram, but yeah, I think I'm shading it with Ben Callaway. I just remembered that the England Lions have called it, or they've named their squad for a series against South Africa, and Ace Tribe's been called up, but Ben Callaway hasn't. So that's our game. I'm sure as the summer goes on, they may take another look at Ben given his injuries. Okay, we'll quickly have a look at the upcoming T20 Blast fixtures. Starts on the Friday, the 22nd of May. We are away in Northampton against the Northamptonshire Steelbacks to give them the official title. And then a day later, we're back at the Gardens and we play our first home game against Gloucestershire, which will be a tricky one. Gloucestershire, a strong team. And then 6 days later, we are at home on Friday night. We are playing Somerset. They return to the Gardens after obviously the defeat in the county championship. That'll be another tough game. And then Thursday, the 4th of June, we play a reverse fixture down at Taunton. And then Friday, the 5th of June, we're away at Worcestershire Rapids. And the following Sunday, Lancashire Lightning. That's in Blackpool, not in Old Trafford. And then we have the two county championship games. We finish June off with a Blast at home at the Gardens against Middlesex. In our group, we've also got, and this is a central and west group, so slightly different to past years where it's not south, it's more central and west. I've also playing Warwickshire Bears and Worcestershire Rapids again. And yeah, that's into July then. You can never really dig too much with T20. Having a look at that second 11 squad that was announced and trying to guess what our first team squad will be, clearly Will Smale will be in that squad, potentially opening. Alex Norton will be wicketkeeper. That's Chris Cook doesn't do the T20 anymore. Ned Leonard wasn't in that second squad, so he'll be in the first team squad, no doubt. Tim Van Gogh, yes. Mason Crane, yes. Callaway, yes. Sean Dixon, yes. Ingram, yes. Probably Dan Douthwaite as well, I would have thought. And then we got the two overseas players who have come in, so whether or not Colin Ingram gets a rest, we wait and see. And obviously Kieran Carlton as well. And probably Andy Gorvin will be in that squad as well. And I just, you say we need to get a win on the boards at the start of the campaign to give us some momentum. Otherwise, it can be a long campaign then if you don't get the first win. So, still retaining optimism for it. I think that brings us all up to date. We will be back in the middle of June to preview that Sussex game. We'll do a roundup of what's happening in the T20 campaign at that point, and then we will back to preview the Surrey game. We'll have a break until we come back, probably in August then, because we got the One Day Cup in July, beginning of August, and then 20th of August we play Leicestershire in the county championship. That'll be interesting to see where we sit in the table and what our form's like going out of the One Day Cup and the 20 Blast as well. So yeah, we will have a little break now till middle of June, and we will be back then. So for myself and Ed, thanks for listening. Thanks for following us on the socials. Don't forget to subscribe and like on YouTube. We will be back in the middle of June. Bye for now.
More and more are joining them. The players are rejoicing.